when I was a kid. I didn't know a thing about Jesus, but if I'd had a cartoon like this to teach me, maybe I would have not made some of the dumb mistakes I made in my life.
Good friend is joining us today here on CCA Magazine, and that is my friend Butch Hartman. I've known for many years, and you know him, and I think he even says he's the guy who created your childhood. You may know him from Fairly Odd Parents, Danny Phantom, so many shows over the years. But today, when we're recording this, Butch, it's a big day because it's release day for you for your brand new movie, The Greatest Thing Ever, which I think is one of the best Butch Hartman titles. It is part of The Garden, which people have been following The Garden, a great animated series, and now it is a feature film. I'm excited to watch this tonight.
Well, hey, man, thank you. First of all, Logan, thanks for having me on, and I'm grateful to be here. And, you know, I really took a chance naming something the greatest thing ever. I mean, in Hollywood, it's like saying, my movie's the greatest movie ever. You know what? It was just a title that came to me because our characters, Lenny and Lucy, have to find the greatest thing ever. But what could it be? Is it jelly beans? Is it an iPhone? Is it a pickleball? They have no idea. So that's the part of the adventure the kids are going to have watching it.
Right. And of course, this is, this was CCA Magazine. This is a Christian-based project. It is, though I think it can appeal to everyone, it really is specific in terms of these are Bible stories, Bible lessons, and that's been something that's been on your heart for a long time. And now to see it come to fruition has been really neat.
No, well, again, thank you for having me on. But yeah, this has been after working in Hollywood for over 40 years or about 40 years, working at Nickelodeon for 20 and making some amazing stuff, it really was on my heart to go into the Christian marketplace. I saw a real gap there for high quality entertainment for kids. There's some out there, but there needs to be more. And I thought, man, let's just make a really cool series that teaches kids the Bible, but has a great time doing it. And, has great songs in it and just has Bible lessons and stories coupled with fun adventure and great characters that kids can fall in love with. And, while we're at it, let's make a movie on top of it. So our movie comes out today, July 1st, 2025, and it's on streamers everywhere. So we are thrilled.
Well, I think that's a cool move to go into that movie realm. I know we've talked about it a little bit. That is something that you wanted to do even from the beginning of The Garden, but also it does open it up to people who maybe haven't seen it on a streamer or haven't seen it some of the different, because The Garden has been in different locations throughout the number of years you've been doing it now. But this now is a mass release. It's not hard to find. It's not difficult. You can find The Greatest Thing Ever practically everywhere.
Absolutely, yeah. And what I've learned, when you work for a big company like Nickelodeon or Disney or Paramount, you go in and they've already got, the water cooler set up. They already have the computers on the desk. But when you start your own company and want to do your own thing, you're the one that's got to not only get all the equipment and the employees, but you've got to get a distributor and you've got to get the animation team set up and all that. So, that's what I've always wanted to do. And that's really why I felt the Lord led me to do it, was to not only just make my own stuff, but to do it under my own banner. So we launched Butch Hartman Studios this year. I mean, I've been working under Butch Hartman Studios for about 6 years now, but I finally launched that last month. Garden is the Garden, Greatest Thing Ever is the first release from that. And so we are excited to do more stuff, not only in the Christian marketplace, but in the family marketplace as well. We got a ton of pilots we're working on. And, we're real excited to bring really high quality stuff to the family marketplace.
And what I really appreciate about you, Butch, is, your hustle is unmatched in some sense with you and your wife, because it feels like every time, as someone who, I know you got kids, you have grandkids now,
granddaughter, yeah.
But I can pull up Instagram or any social media and see you are somewhere on the road, and it's not just, hey, you're making an appearance at a Comic-Con, sometimes those happen, but you're out there talking about The Garden. You are out there in front of church groups. You are out there in front of kids themselves, bringing these costume characters. And it's so clear that this is on your heart, and it's something that I've known from you for many years. But you also were able to put together, and I think it's because of the work that you've done before, and obviously the connections you have and the people that you have come in contact with. You put together a great cast, again, a bunch of our friends, but not just our friends. You're talking about some of the top names from voice talent. I think you're right. There's some great people doing great stuff out there, but there's also some stuff that feels that sort of, I don't want to diminish anyone's creative work, but you have real talent who's involved in this, and it shows at the quality of entertainment that you're creating.
I'm so grateful, man. Thank you. Yeah. Not only do we have the top-notch animation team working on our shows right now, but I've got, like you said, the voice cast. I got the great James Arnold Taylor from the Clone Wars and from so many other amazing cartoons. I got Christina Malizia, who is just dynamite as Lucy. James does Lenny. Christina does Lucy. I've got Brian Stavali, who does Captain Snappy, and the boss. This rainbow right here represents God, who comes down as a rainbow. I mean, they call him the boss, though, because they work for him. And so we've got some incredible voice talent. And so, like I said, some of the top-notch artists. We have so many great connections in the industry, too, to get these things out there. It's interesting. The Christian marketplace is way different than I guess you would say, the standard Hollywood marketplace. Because the faith market is a whole different ball of wax, because they are a lot more, obviously, careful about what goes out there. There are a lot more. There's a lot more. I don't want to say rules, but there's a lot more. People are very cautious,
Yeah.
and I get it. And
It's a pretty
that's
tight
what
bubble, yeah.
very and by the way, rightly so, because the reason they pull that, the reason a lot of families don't watch typical stuff anymore is because of some of the questionable things. There's some things they don't want their kids to see anymore,
Yeah.
and I understand.
Right, yeah. They have to build the trust with the creator and with everything.
Exactly. So we're trying to build this trust with this show and the other shows we have coming up. And so, keep your eye out, because we have some amazing, like I said, some amazing pilots. We're making some deals with some other studios right now that are going to be really, really fun to talk about when I can. But our bottom line is this: we want kids to be entertained. With the garden, I want to reach kids with the Word of God. We want kids to know who Jesus is, to understand what He's all about, and that Jesus is not boring. He's fun. Because when I was a kid, I didn't know a thing about Jesus. But if I had a cartoon like this to teach me, maybe I would have not made some of the dumb mistakes I made in my life, growing up. So my job is to reach kids and help families reach kids with the gospel and make it easier for families.
Well, Butch, I again appreciate you popping on and talking to us real quick, because this is an important subject. And one of the quotes I saw in one of your other articles, you're talking about kids asking a lot of important questions. As a dad, someone that has those, it is nice to know there is now another trusted source, and one, again, that even the parents that are going to watch are going to enjoy it. And not that, again, not to say anything bad about any other kids' cartoons. And I don't even mean that in Christian or mainstream. There's a lot of stuff you sit there and you kind of like zone out while your kids are watching. This is very funny. It's very creative, and it's coming from your mind. And if you're our age, likely you grew up with a lot of your content, and it's still very much, though it's a faith-based cartoon, a faith-based series, and now a faith-based movie, it feels like it's in the world of Butch Hartman.
Well, thanks, man. And I want to just say, like you mentioned my wife earlier, my wife, Julianne, I couldn't do any of this without her. And I've got an amazing team. We got a great team here at Butch Hartman Studios, and we are so grateful that we're out there. And I want to thank you again for putting me on. And hopefully people will love the movie. And it's out today, July 1st, but you can watch it from now until the end of time.
There
so
you
I
go.
hope
The greatest thing ever. So make sure we get it out there right. The group of people are searching for it. We'll make sure to put the links and everything, but it's the greatest thing ever. A garden cartoon movie. It's available everywhere.
Everywhere. And we have the voice of Delilah. I forgot to mention Delilah, a huge radio host. She does a voice in our movie as well. So Delilah's been great. She's been such a huge part of this. So I'm grateful to have her on board as well.
Very fun. Check it out. Again, the greatest thing ever, a garden cartoon movie. Butch, again, as always, thanks for popping by. And thank you again for creating such great content for families.
Thanks, Logan. Have a great rest of your day.
Same.